Hello, and welcome back to English in Fluency. I am your host, Alex, and I am so incredibly happy that you have decided to join me today. If you have been feeling stuck in your English journey, or if you feel that you can understand a lot, but you just cannot speak with confidence, then you are in exactly the right place. Today, we are going to do something different. Something powerful, and something that will change the way you feel about your own voice. We are going to slow down. We are going to take a deep breath. We are going to focus on a method that is as old as language itself, yet often forgotten in our busy world. That method is repetition. You might think repetition is boring, but I promise you, repetition is the key to freedom. When you repeat a phrase enough times, it moves from your head, where you have to think about grammar, to your heart, where you just feel it. Today, we are going to practice B1 level English, which is the intermediate level. This means we will use clear, useful sentences that you can use in your daily life. My goal is for you to walk away from this video not just learning new words, but feeling like you have truly mastered them. Before we begin our story, please take a moment to relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and let's begin. We are going to follow the story of a woman named Elena. Elena is someone just like you and me. She has dreams, she has fears, and she is looking for a fresh start. By following her journey, we will learn how to express emotions, how to describe new places, and how to handle social situations. I want you to listen to my voice. First, I will tell you a small part of the story. Then, we will break it down together. Finally, we will say the sentences together. Imagine a bright, sunny morning in a town called Marston Bay. It is a coastal town, meaning it is right next to the ocean. Elena is standing on the platform of a train station. She has two large suitcases and a backpack. She looks tired, but her eyes are full of excitement. She has just moved to Marston Bay to start a new job. She does not know anyone here. The wind is blowing her hair, and she can smell the salt from the sea. She takes a deep breath and whispers to herself, "I can do this." Now, let's look at that scene closer. I said that Elena is standing on the platform. The platform is the place where you wait for the train. It is a specific spot. Imagine yourself standing there. Are you holding a suitcase? Are you holding a backpack? Elena has two large suitcases. This tells us she is not just visiting. She is moving. She is staying. I also mentioned that she looks tired, but her eyes are full of excitement. This is a very common B1 phrase structure. She looks adjective, but she feels adjective. It shows a contrast. On the outside, she is exhausted. On the inside, she is happy. Let's practice this structure. I want you to repeat after me. She looks tired, but she is happy. Good. Let's try another one. He looks busy, but he is relaxed. Excellent. This helps you describe complex emotions. When Elena whispers, "I can do this," she is giving herself a pep talk. A pep talk is a short speech to encourage yourself. Do you ever give yourself a pep talk before speaking English? You should. Tell yourself, "I can do this." Elena drags her heavy suitcases out of the station. The wheels make a loud noise on the pavement. She needs to find a taxi. She sees a line of yellow cars waiting near the exit. She feels a little nervous. Speaking to strangers always makes her heart beat faster. She walks up to the first taxi driver. He is an older man with a friendly face and a gray cap. He smiles at her. Elena smiles back and says, "Good morning. Could you take me to the Maplewood Apartments, please?" The driver nods and opens the trunk of the car to help her with her bags. "Welcome to Marston Bay," he says warmly. "Is it your first time here?" Elena gets into the back seat and replies, "Yes, it is. I am actually moving here today." Let's pause there and think about the interaction. Elena feels nervous. Nervous is a feeling of worry or slight fear. It is okay to feel nervous. Even native speakers feel nervous sometimes. But look at what she did. She did not run away. She walked up to the driver. The phrase she used is very polite and perfect for B1 learners. She said, "Could you take me to the Maplewood Apartments, please?" She did not just say, "I want to go to Maplewood." She used, "Could you?" which is soft and polite. Let's practice this. Repeat after me. "Could you take me to the station, please?" "Could you help me with this bag, please?" Very good. When the driver asked if it was her first time, she answered clearly, "I am actually moving here today." The word "actually" is a great filler word. It makes you sound more natural. It emphasizes the truth. I am actually tired. I am actually hungry. Try to use "actually" in your next conversation. The taxi is driving through the streets of Marston Bay. Elena looks out the window. The town is beautiful. There are small shops with colorful signs. There are tall trees lining the streets. She sees a bakery with fresh bread in the window. She sees a park where children are playing. The driver, whose name is Julian, starts making small talk. Small talk is polite conversation about unimportant things, like the weather or the town. Julian says, "You picked a great day to arrive. The weather has been terrible all week, but today is sunshine." Elena laughs and says, "I brought the sun with me, I guess." Julian laughs too. "Well, we appreciate it," he says. This small moment makes Elena feel more comfortable. She realizes that people here are friendly. She relaxes into the seat and watches the world go by. Let's focus on the conversation about the weather. Talking about the weather is the most common form of small talk in English. Julian said, "The weather has been terrible." Terrible means very bad. Then he says, "Today is sunshine." Elena makes a joke. "I brought the sun with me." This is a lovely idiom. It means that her arrival caused the good weather. It is a charming thing to say. If you visit a friend and the weather is nice, you can say, "I brought the good weather for you." It shows confidence and humor. Also, notice how Elena felt. She relaxed into the seat. This implies she was stiff and tense before, but now her body is soft and calm. Speaking a language is physical. When you are tense, your English is difficult. When you relax, your English flows like water. Repeat after me. I am relaxing into this lesson. I am letting go of my fear. The taxi arrives at the Maplewood Apartments. It is a brick building with white windows. It looks old but well cared for. There are flower pots near the entrance. Elena pays Julian and thanks him. "Good luck with the move," Julian says as he drives away. Now, Elena is alone again. She stands on the sidewalk with her 2 suitcases. She looks up at the building. This is her new home. She feels a mix of excitement and loneliness. It is strange to be in a new place where nobody knows your name. She finds the key in her pocket and opens the front door. The lobby is quiet. She finds the elevator and goes up to the 3rd floor. Her apartment number is 304. She unlocks the door and steps inside. The apartment is empty, but it is bright. Sunlight is pouring in through the big window. Let's analyze the feelings here. Excitement and loneliness. It is possible to feel two opposite things at the same time. This is called mixed emotions. Have you ever felt mixed emotions about learning English? Maybe you love it, but you also find it frustrating. That is normal. Elena steps inside. The apartment is empty but bright. Again, we see the contrast. The sunlight pours in. We usually use pour for liquids, like water or coffee. But in English, we often say light pours in. It means there is a lot of light coming in quickly and strongly. It creates a beautiful image. Let's practice describing your room. Repeat after me. My room is small, but comfortable. The light pours in through the window. I feel safe here. When you connect words to your physical environment, you remember them better. Elena spends the next few hours unpacking. She puts her clothes in the closet. She puts her books on the shelf. She puts her toothbrush in the bathroom. By the afternoon, she is exhausted and hungry. She realizes she has no food in the kitchen, not even a tea bag. She decides to go out and explore her new neighborhood. She remembers the bakery she saw from the taxi window. She grabs her purse and heads out. Walking down the street, she feels brave. She is walking like she lives here because now she does live here. She finds the bakery. The sign above the door says, "The Golden Crumb." She pushes the door open and a bell rings. The smell of fresh bread and cinnamon hits her immediately. It smells like heaven. We are going to focus on the senses. Sight, sound, smell. Good storytellers and good English speakers use their senses. Elena hears the bell ring. She smells the fresh bread and cinnamon. She feels brave. When you practice English, try to describe what you smell. I smell coffee. I smell rain. I smell dinner cooking. Elena heads out. To head out is a phrasal verb that means to leave or to go somewhere. It is very common in spoken English. Instead of saying, "I am leaving now," you can say, "I am heading out now." It sounds very natural and fluent. Repeat it with me 3 times. I am heading out. I am heading out. I am heading out. Good. Now imagine you are hungry. You need food. You are heading out to the store. The action is connected to the phrase. Inside the bakery, there is a long counter filled with pastries, cakes, and loaves of bread. There is a woman behind the counter wearing a white apron. She looks kind. She is organizing some cookies on a tray. Elena walks up to the counter. She looks at all the delicious options. She does not know what to choose. The woman looks up and smiles. "Hello there," she says. "Can I help you find something?" Elena smiles back. "Everything looks so good," she says. "I think I will have a loaf of sourdough bread, and one of those cinnamon rolls, please." The woman nods. "Great choice. The cinnamon rolls just came out of the oven. They are still warm." Elena's mouth waters. "That sounds perfect," she says. This interaction is a classic shopping dialogue. The shop assistant asks, "Can I help you find something?" You will hear this in every store in the world where English is spoken. Elena's response is great. She starts with a compliment. "Everything looks so good." This is a nice way to start a conversation. Then she uses the phrase, "I think I will have." This is the standard way to order food. "I think I will have the chicken." "I think I will have the coffee." It shows you are deciding in that moment. Then look at the phrase "mouth waters." When your mouth waters, it means you are very hungry and the food looks delicious. It is a physical reaction. You can say, "That pizza makes my mouth water." Let's practice ordering. Imagine you are in a cafe. Repeat after me. I think I will have a cappuccino, please. I think I will have a slice of cake. Everything looks delicious. Elena pays for her food and decides to sit at a small table near the window to eat her cinnamon roll. She watches the people walking outside. She feels a sense of peace. Suddenly, a dog walks past the window, pulling its owner. The owner is a young woman about Elena's age. The dog stops right in front of the bakery and barks at the window. The young woman laughs and waves at Elena through the glass. Elena waves back, surprised. The young woman ties the dog to a post and comes into the bakery. She orders a coffee and then turns to Elena. "I am so sorry about Buster," she says, pointing to the dog outside. "He loves the smell of this place. He always stops here." Elena laughs. "It is okay," she says. "He looks very cute." The young woman smiles. "I'm Sarah," she says. "I haven't seen you here before. Do you live nearby?" Here we have a new character, Sarah. This is how friendships often begin, with a random, small moment. Sarah apologizes for her dog. "I am so sorry about Buster." Elena accepts the apology easily. "It is okay." Then she gives a compliment. "He looks very cute." Compliments are the bridges between strangers. If you want to make friends in English, give compliments. Sarah notices that Elena is new. "I haven't seen you here before." This is a gentle way to ask if someone is a stranger. Elena has a choice now. She can give a short answer, or she can open up. She decides to open up. She says, "Yes, I just moved into the Maplewood apartments today." "I am Elena." Sarah's face lights up. "No way! I live in Maplewood too. I am on the 4th floor." "No way" is a very common expression. It does not mean no. It means "I cannot believe it," or "what a coincidence." It expresses surprise and excitement. Use this when someone tells you something surprising. "I won the lottery." "No way." "I saw a famous actor." "No way." It makes you sound very engaged in the conversation. Sarah says her face lights up. This means she suddenly looks very happy. Elena has found a neighbor. This reduces her loneliness immediately. They start talking about the apartment building. Sarah tells her which washing machine works best and which pizza place delivers late at night. These are the important things to know when you move to a new city. Elena and Sarah decide to walk back to the apartments together. Sarah gets her coffee and unties Buster the dog. Buster is happy to see Sarah again and wags his tail. Elena asks, "Is he friendly?" Sarah nods. "He loves people. You can pet him." Elena gently pats the dog's head. The dog licks her hand. "He likes you," Sarah says. As they walk, they talk about their jobs. Elena tells Sarah she is a graphic designer. Sarah is a nurse at the local hospital. They discover they both like hiking and reading mystery novels. By the time they reach the front door of the building, Elena feels like she has made her first friend. "We should go hiking sometime," Sarah suggests. "There is a great trail near the cliffs." Elena smiles. "I would love that," she replies. "I really would." "I would love that" is the perfect way to accept an invitation. It is much better than just saying yes. It shows enthusiasm. "Do you want to have dinner?" "I would love that." "Do you want to see a movie?" "I would love that." It makes the other person feel good for asking. Also, notice the flow of conversation. They talk about jobs, hobbies, and interests. This is the standard formula for getting to know someone. Name, home, job, hobbies. If you practice talking about these 4 things, you can survive almost any first meeting. Let's practice describing your hobby. Repeat after me. "I enjoy reading books." "I like going for walks." We should do that together sometime. That last phrase, we should do that together sometime, is a soft invitation. It leaves the door open for the future. Elena goes back to her apartment. She feels tired, but it is a good tired. She looks at her phone and sees she has a new contact. Sarah. 4th floor. She puts her phone down and looks out the window at the lights of the town. She whispers again, just like she did at the station. But this time, she does not say, I can do this. She says, I am doing this. The change from I can do this to I am doing this is huge. It is the shift from potential to action, from future to present. This is what happens when you practice English. At first you say, I can learn English, but after you practice, after you repeat, after you speak, you can say, I am speaking English. You are doing it right now. Now, let's move forward in our story to the next morning. It is Elena's first day at work. She wakes up early. The sun is shining again. She makes coffee in her small kitchen. She needs to go to her new office to sign some papers. She puts on her best clothes, a white shirt and black trousers. She looks in the mirror. She feels professional. She walks out of the building and sees Sarah walking her dog, Buster. Good morning, neighbor, Sarah calls out. Good morning, Elena replies. Off to work? Sarah asks. Yes, first day, Elena says. You will be great, Sarah says. Knock them dead. Elena laughs. Thank you. Knock them dead is a funny idiom. It sounds violent, but it is not. It means do a fantastic job or impress everyone. We usually say it to performers or people going to job interviews. Go out there and knock them dead. It is very informal and encouraging. Elena feels supported. She walks to the bus stop. She feels like a local now. She knows someone. She has a routine. The bus arrives, and she steps on. She pays the driver and finds a seat. She looks at the other passengers. They are reading phones, looking out windows, or closing their eyes. Elena feels a sense of belonging. She is just one of the people in Marston Bay. The bus stops in front of a glass building with a blue sign that says Creative Solutions. This is where Elena works. She is a graphic designer. She gathers her bag and steps off the bus. She stands on the pavement and looks up. The building looks impressive. It looks professional. Her heart does a little flip. A flip in your heart means a sudden feeling of nervousness or excitement. Have you ever felt your heart flip? Maybe before a test, or before meeting someone special. Elena smooths her shirt down with her hands. She wants to look neat. She walks through the revolving doors and into the lobby. Let's pause and look at the revolving doors. These are the doors that spin around in a circle. You have to time your steps to get in. It is a specific piece of vocabulary. Revolving means turning around a center point. Now, look at the action smooths her shirt down. This is a gesture we do when we want to look presentable. We use our hands to make our clothes flat. It is a sign that we care about our appearance. Elena is showing us that she takes this job seriously. She is not just walking in. She is preparing herself. Repeat after me. She smooths her shirt down. She takes a deep breath. She is ready. Elena walks up to the reception desk. There is a man sitting there typing on a computer. He is wearing a headset. A headset is headphones with a microphone attached. He looks busy. Elena waits patiently. Waiting patiently is a very important skill. It means waiting without getting angry or annoyed. Finally, the receptionist looks up. He has bright green glasses. Good morning, he says. How can I help you? Elena smiles. Good morning. My name is Elena Ross. I am here for my first day. I am the new graphic designer. The receptionist checks his computer screen. Ah, yes, Elena Ross. Welcome to Creative Solutions. We have been expecting you. We have been expecting you. This is a formal and polite phrase. It means they knew she was coming and they are ready for her. It makes a person feel welcome. If you have a guest coming to your house, when you open the door, you can say, "Come in, we have been expecting you." It sounds very warm. The receptionist hands Elena a plastic card. "This is your security badge," he explains. "You need it to open the doors and to use the elevator. Just tap it against the black square on the wall." Elena takes the badge. It has her name on it. It makes her feel official. "Thank you," she says. "Where should I go?" "Take the elevator to the 4th floor," he says. "Ask for Mr. Henderson. He is the manager." Elena takes her badge and walks to the elevator. She sees the black square on the wall. She taps her card against it. Beep. The light turns green and the elevator doors open. She steps inside. There are 2 other people in the elevator. They are talking quietly about a meeting. They stop talking when Elena enters and smile at her. Elena smiles back but stays silent. This is normal elevator etiquette. Etiquette means the rules of polite behavior. In an elevator, usually, you stay quiet or just nod. The doors open on the 4th floor. Elena steps out into a large, open office. There are no walls between the desks. This is called an open-plan office. It is very common in modern companies. It is supposed to help people collaborate or work together. The office is buzzing with activity. Buzzing means it is busy and noisy, like a beehive full of bees. Phones are ringing. People are typing. Someone is laughing near the coffee machine. Elena feels a little overwhelmed. Overwhelmed means feeling like there is too much happening at once. It is a heavy feeling. But she remembers her pep talk. "I can do this." She looks for Mr. Henderson. She sees a tall man with gray hair standing near a whiteboard. He is pointing at some charts. Elena approaches him carefully. She waits for him to finish speaking to his colleague. When he turns around, she steps forward. "Mr. Henderson?" she asks. "I am Elena." Mr. Henderson's face breaks into a wide smile. "Elena, wonderful to meet you. Welcome aboard." Welcome aboard is an idiom. It comes from ships and boats. When you get on a ship, you go aboard. In business, it means welcome to the team or the company. "It is great to have you aboard." Elena shakes his hand firmly. A firm handshake shows confidence. "Thank you, Mr. Henderson. I am happy to be here." Mr. Henderson waves his hand. "Please, call me David. We are very informal here. This is common in many English-speaking countries. Bosses often prefer to be called by their first names. It reduces the distance between people." "Okay, David," Elena says. David leads Elena to her desk. It is near a large window. She has a great view of the town. "This is your spot," David says. "We have set up your computer and your email account. Your login details are on this piece of paper." He points to a sticky note on the monitor. "Do you have everything you need?" Elena looks at the desk. There is a computer, a phone, a notebook, and a jar of pens. "Yes, this looks perfect," she says. "Thank you." David nods. "I will let you get settled. In about an hour, we will have a team meeting so everyone can meet you. For now, just explore the computer and get comfortable. If you have any questions, just ask Sarah. Oh, wait, not Sarah, Jessica. Jessica sits right there." He points to a woman sitting across from Elena. "Get settled." This is a lovely phrasal verb. It means to arrange your things and feel comfortable in a new place. When you check into a hotel, the receptionist might say, "I will let you get settled in your room." When you move house, it takes time to get settled. Elena sits down in her chair. It spins. She adjusts the height. She puts her bag in the drawer. She types in her password. The computer screen lights up. She feels professional. She looks across the desk at Jessica. Jessica is typing very fast. She has curly hair and is wearing a bright yellow sweater. Jessica stops typing and looks up. "Hi," she says. "You must be the new victim." Elena's eyes go wide. "Victim?" Jessica laughs loudly. "I am joking. I am joking. It is a great place to work. I am Jessica." Jessica has a dry sense of humor. A dry sense of humor means you say funny things with a serious face, or you make jokes that are a little bit sarcastic. Calling Elena a victim was a joke about work being hard. Elena laughs, relieved. "I am Elena. Nice to meet you." Jessica rolls her chair backward so she is closer to Elena. "Do you drink coffee?" Jessica asks. "Yes, definitely," Elena says. "Good," Jessica says, "because the coffee machine here is our best friend. Come on, I will show you how it works." Jessica stands up. Elena follows her. This is a tour. Jessica is giving Elena a tour of the office. They walk to the kitchen area. It is small but clean. There is a fridge, a microwave, and a large, shiny coffee machine. "This machine is a beast," Jessica says. Calling a machine a beast means it is big, powerful, or maybe a little complicated. You have to press this button twice, or it gives you hot water instead of coffee. This is a specific instruction. Press this button twice. Listen to the condition. Or it gives you hot water. This is a warning. Elena watches carefully. She repeats the instruction in her head. Press twice for coffee. Jessica hands her a steaming mug. "There you go. Fuel." She calls coffee fuel. This is a common slang. Cars need fuel to run. People need coffee to work. It is a metaphor. Elena takes a sip. It is strong and good. "Thank you for showing me," Elena says. "No problem," Jessica replies. "We have to help each other survive." Let's practice the kitchen vocabulary. Microwave, for heating food. Fridge, for keeping food cold. Mug, a large cup for hot drinks. Sip, to drink a small amount. Repeat after me. "I need to heat my lunch in the microwave." "Can I grab a mug from the cupboard?" "This coffee is hot. Take a small sip." They walk back to their desks. Elena feels better now that she has spoken to Jessica. Having a buddy or a friend at work makes the first day much easier. David, the manager, claps his hands loudly. "All right, everyone, gather round, gather round." Gather round means come together in a circle. Everyone in the office stands up and walks toward David's desk. There are about 10 people. They look friendly. David puts his hand on Elena's shoulder. "Everyone, this is Elena. She is joining us as a graphic designer. She just moved here from the city. Let's make her feel welcome." Everyone smiles and says, "Hi, Elena," or "Welcome." Elena feels her face get a little hot. She is blushing. Blushing happens when you are shy or embarrassed, but also when you are happy to be the center of attention. "Hi, everyone," Elena says. Her voice is clear. "I am really happy to be part of the team. I look forward to working with you." This is a perfect standard phrase. I look forward to working with you. Look forward to means you are excited about something in the future. I look forward to the weekend. I look forward to seeing you. Notice that after look forward to, We use the ing form of the verb. Working, seeing, meeting. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I look forward to learning English. I look forward to meeting my new colleagues. I look forward to the holiday. Excellent. After the introduction, everyone goes back to work. Elena has her first task. David sends her an email. Elena, could you please look at these logos? We need to choose the best one for a client. Let me know what you think. This is a low-pressure task. He is asking for her opinion. Elena opens the file. She sees 5 different logos. She looks at them carefully. She uses her professional skills. She likes the blue one, but she thinks the font is too small. She likes the red one, but it looks too aggressive. She decides to write a reply. Writing emails is a huge part of working in English. Elena types, "Hi David, thanks for sending these. I have reviewed the logos. I think the blue one is the strongest concept, but the text needs to be larger. The red one is eye-catching, but maybe a bit too intense. I can make some adjustments if you like. Best, Elena." Let's break down this email. Thanks for sending these. Polite opening. I have reviewed. Professional way to say, I looked at. Strongest concept. Good vocabulary for design or ideas. Eye-catching means it grabs your attention. Adjustments, small changes to make something better. Best, a simple professional sign-off. Elena hits send. She feels proud. She completed her first task. She looks at the time. It is 1 p.m. Her stomach growls. A growling stomach makes a noise because it is empty. Jessica looks over. Lunchtime? She asks. Elena nods. Yes, I am starving. Starving is an exaggeration. It means very hungry. Come on, Jessica says. I will show you the best sandwich shop. It is just around the corner. Just around the corner is a phrase of location. It means very close. It is literally around the corner. Elena grabs her purse. They walk out of the office together. The fresh air feels good after sitting inside for 4 hours. They walk to a place called Sam's Subs. There is a line of people waiting. This is a good sign. If a restaurant has a line, the food is usually good. While they wait, Jessica asks Elena about her life. So, why did you move to Marston Bay? She asks. This is the big question. Elena thinks for a moment. She does not want to tell her whole life story, but she wants to be honest. I needed a change of pace, she says. A change of pace. This is a beautiful idiom. Pace is speed. Life in the city is fast. Life in a small town is slower. Elena wanted a different speed of life. I was tired of the noise and the traffic. I wanted to be near the ocean. Jessica nods understandingly. I get that, she says. I grew up here, moved away for college, and then came back. The ocean pulls you back. The ocean pulls you back. This suggests the ocean has a magnetic power. It is a poetic way to speak. They order their sandwiches. Elena gets a turkey club. Jessica gets a veggie wrap. They find a bench in a nearby park to eat. The sun is shining. Elena takes a bite of her sandwich. It is delicious. So, Elena asks, what is David like as a boss? Asking about the boss is risky, but Jessica seems trustworthy. Jessica chews and swallows. He is fair, she says. He expects you to work hard, but he understands that we are human. He is not a micromanager. A micromanager is a boss who controls every small detail. Nobody likes a micromanager. That is good to hear, Elena says. My last boss was very strict. They finish lunch and head back to the office. The afternoon goes by quickly. Elena spends time setting up her design software. She meets a few more colleagues. There is Mike from IT, who helps her fix a printer issue. There is Sarah from accounts, who helps her set up her bank details for her salary. Everyone is helpful. Elena realizes that asking for help is not a weakness. It is a way to connect. When she asks Mike, "Excuse me, how do I connect to this printer?" Mike is happy to show her. He feels useful. She learns that the phrase, "Excuse me, could you help me?" is a magic key. It opens doors. At 5 p.m., people start packing up. Packing up means putting things in bags and turning off computers. The workday is over. David walks by Elena's desk. "How was day 1?" he asks. Elena smiles genuinely. "It was great, David. A lot to learn, but everyone has been very helpful." "Glad to hear it," David says. "See you tomorrow." Elena puts on her coat. She says goodbye to Jessica. "See you tomorrow, partner," Jessica says. Elena walks out of the building. The air is cooler now. She feels tired, but a different kind of tired than yesterday. Yesterday was physical tiredness from moving luggage. Today is mental tiredness from learning new names, new systems, and speaking a new language. Now, let's fast forward a few days. It is Saturday morning. The weekend has finally arrived. For Elena, this is her first weekend in her new home. She decides to visit the Marston Bay Farmers Market. Sarah, her neighbor, told her about it. "You have to go," Sarah had said. "They have the best cheese and fresh flowers." Elena grabs a reusable canvas bag from her hook by the door. Reusable means you can use it again and again. She checks her wallet to make sure she has cash. Markets often do not accept cards. "Cash only" is a common phrase you will see at small stalls. She walks toward the town square where the market is held. As she gets closer, she can hear the sounds of the market before she sees it. She hears music. Someone is playing a guitar. She hears the low hum of people talking and laughing. And then she smells it. The smell of roasted nuts and frying onions. It makes her stomach wake up. She turns the corner and sees the market. It is a sea of colors. There are tents with red and white stripes. There are tables piled high with green vegetables, red tomatoes, and orange carrots. It is beautiful. Elena walks up to a vegetable stall. A stall is a small, temporary shop at a market. The farmer is a large man with a red face and a big smile. "Hello there, love," he says. "What can I get for you today?" In the UK and some other English-speaking places, people might call you love or dear in a friendly way. It does not mean they love you romantically. It is just politeness. Elena smiles back. "Everything looks so fresh," she says. "I would like some tomatoes, please." The farmer picks up a paper bag. "How many?" he asks. "About a kilo, please," Elena replies. He fills the bag and puts it on the scale. "A little over a kilo. Is that all right?" "That is perfect," Elena says. "How much is that?" £2.50, he says. Elena hands him the coins. "Keep the change," she says. Keep the change means he can keep the extra small money as a tip. It is a nice gesture. After an hour, her bag is heavy. She has bread, cheese, tomatoes, flowers, and a jar of honey. She decides to head home. She feels accomplished. Accomplished means she feels like she achieved something. She walks back to the Maplewood apartments, humming a little tune. She climbs the stairs to the 3rd floor, unlocks her door, and steps inside. She sighs happily. "Home, sweet home," she whispers. She walks into the kitchen to put her groceries away. She places the bag on the counter. Then she looks down. Her happiness vanishes instantly. Vanishes means disappears completely. There is a large puddle of water on the floor in front of the sink. A puddle is a small pool of liquid, but this is getting bigger. Elena drops her bag. She steps forward. Her socks get wet. "Oh no," she says loud. She opens the cupboard under the sink. It is a disaster. Water is spraying from a pipe. It is spraying everywhere. It is hitting the cleaning bottles. It is hitting the wood. The sound is loud now, a sharp hissing noise. Hiss. Elena freezes for a second. Panic rises in her chest. What do you do in an emergency? First, you have to stop the damage. Elena remembers her father teaching her about the shut-off valve. This is a small handle on the pipe that stops the water. She reaches into the wet cupboard. The water is cold. She finds the metal valve. She tries to turn it. It is stiff. She uses both hands. She grunts with effort. Finally, it turns. The hissing sound stops. The water stops spraying. The kitchen is silent, except for the sound of water dripping from the wet wood. Drip, drip, drip. Elena stands up. Her knees are wet. Her hands are shaking. This is a problem. She cannot fix a broken pipe. She needs a professional. She needs a plumber. But she rents this apartment. That means she has to call the landlord. Her landlord's name is Mr. Gable. She has never spoken to him on the phone, only via email. She is terrified. Speaking on the phone is the hardest thing for language learners. You cannot see the person's face. You cannot see their lips moving. You have to rely 100% on your ears. Elena takes a deep breath. She grabs a towel and throws it on the floor to soak up the water. Then she picks up her phone. She finds Mr. Gable's number. Her thumb hovers over the call button. She starts to rehearse what she will say. Rehearse means to practice a performance. She whispers to herself, "Hi, I have a leak. The sink is broken. Please help." No, that sounds too childish. She tries again. "Mr. Gable, the pipe under the sink has burst. I need a plumber." That is better. Burst is a strong word. It means broke open suddenly. She dials the number. Ring, ring, ring. A man answers. His voice sounds gruff. "Hello? Gable speaking?" Elena's throat feels tight. She swallows. "Hello, Mr. Gable. This is Elena Ross. I am your tenant in apartment 304. "Who? Oh, the new girl?" "Yes. What is it?" "I am eating my lunch." This is a difficult situation. He is not in a good mood. Elena must be polite but firm. "I am sorry to disturb your lunch, but I have an emergency in the apartment." The word emergency catches his attention. "What kind of emergency?" he asks. "There is a serious water leak in the kitchen," Elena explains clearly. She speaks slowly. "The pipe under the sink has burst. There is water all over the floor." "Did you turn the water off?" Mr. Gable asks quickly. "Yes," Elena says. "I found the valve and turned it off. The water has stopped flowing, but the pipe is broken." "Okay, good girl," Mr. Gable says. His voice is calmer now. "You did the right thing. I have a regular plumber. His name is Bob. I will call him right now. He should be there in an hour. Will you be home?" "Yes, I will be here," Elena says. "All right, keep the valve closed. Bob will fix it. Bye." He hangs up. Elena lowers the phone. She lets out a long breath. Phew, she did it. She communicated the problem. She understood his questions. She got a solution. She feels a rush of adrenaline. Adrenaline is the chemical in your body that makes you feel energetic when you are stressed. She looks at the wet floor. She cannot leave it like that. She spends the next hour cleaning. She wrings out the wet towels in the bathtub. Wring out means twisting the towel to get the water out. She mops the floor. By the time the doorbell rings, the kitchen is mostly dry. She opens the door. A man in blue overalls is standing there. He is holding a large metal toolbox. "Afternoon," he says cheerfully. "I am Bob, the plumber. Mr. Gable said you have a bit of a flood." "Hello, Bob," Elena says. "Please come in. It is in the kitchen." Bob walks in. He is wearing heavy boots. "Do you want me to take my shoes off?" he asks. "No, it is okay," Elena says. "The floor is still a bit damp anyway." Bob kneels down in front of the sink. He opens his toolbox. It makes a loud clank sound. He turns on a flashlight and looks inside the cupboard. "Ah, I see the problem," he says. "The compression nut has cracked. Old pipes. Happens all the time." Elena does not know what a compression nut is, but she understands cracked and old pipes. "Can you fix it?" she asks. "Easy peasy," Bob says. Easy peasy is a fun, rhyming phrase. It means very easy. "I have a spare part in the van. I will be right back." Bob goes downstairs and comes back with a small metal piece. He works for about 20 minutes. Elena waits in the living room. She does not want to hover. Hovering means standing over someone while they work. It can be annoying. So she sits on the sofa and reads a book, but she is listening to the sounds of the wrench turning. Finally, Bob stands up. "All done," he calls out. Elena goes into the kitchen. Bob turns the valve back on. Then he turns on the tap. Water flows into the sink. He looks underneath. "Dry as a bone," he says. This is an idiom. It means completely dry. No leaks. "Thank you so much, Bob," Elena says. "You were very fast." "No problem, love. I will send the bill to Mr. Gable. You don't have to worry about a thing. Have a nice weekend." "You too," Elena says. She closes the door behind him. She leans against the door. Silence returns to the apartment. The crisis is over. She looks at her bag of groceries on the counter. The flowers are still there, wrapped in paper. She takes them out and finds a vase. She fills the vase with water, using the sink that now works perfectly. She puts the daisies in the vase and places them on the table. The white flowers look bright and cheerful. They are a contrast to the stress she just felt. Let's review the emergency vocabulary we used in this story. Leak, when liquid escapes from a hole. Puddle, a small pool of water on the ground. Burst, to break open suddenly. Valve, the handle that controls the flow of water. Tenant, a person who rents an apartment. Wring out, twisting a wet cloth to remove water. Easy peasy. Very easy. I want you to imagine a situation. Imagine a pipe bursts in your house right now. What words would you need? Help. Water. Stop. Broken. Come quickly. It is good to practice these high-stress scenarios when you are calm. If you practice them now, they will be ready when you need them. Days pass, and Elena settles into her routine. But even in a routine, unexpected things happen. It is Tuesday evening. Elena has been staring at her computer screen all day at work. She is designing a new brochure for a client, and the small text is making her eyes tired. By the time she leaves the office, she has a headache. It is not just a small headache. It is a throbbing pain behind her eyes. In English, we often call this a splitting headache. Imagine a piece of wood splitting in two. That is how her head feels. She decides she needs some medicine before she goes home. She sees a green cross lighting up the street ahead. The green cross is the universal symbol for a pharmacy. Elena pushes the door open. The air inside is cool and smells like antiseptic and mint. She walks to the counter. The pharmacist is a woman wearing a white coat. She looks professional. "Hello," Elena says. I have a really bad headache. Could you recommend something? The pharmacist nods. Is it just a headache? Or do you have other symptoms? Do you have a fever? Is your stomach upset? Symptoms are the physical signs of illness. A fever, a cough, a pain. These are all symptoms. Elena shakes her head. No, just a headache. I have been looking at a computer screen all day. Ah, eye strain, the pharmacist says. I see that a lot. You probably need some ibuprofen. It helps with inflammation. She reaches behind the counter and puts a small box on the glass. Take 2 of these with food. Do not take them on an empty stomach. Okay, thank you, Elena says. Do I need a prescription for this? No, the pharmacist says. These are over the counter. Let's stop and look at that phrase, over the counter. This is a very common B1/B2 phrase. It means medicine you can buy without a doctor's note. You can just pick it up and pay. If you need a special note from a doctor, that note is called a prescription. So, medicine is either prescription only or over the counter. Elena pays for the medicine. Thank you, she says. Feel better soon, the pharmacist replies. Feel better soon is the standard thing to say to someone who is sick. If your friend has a cold, text them. Feel better soon. Fast forward to Sunday morning. The headache is gone. Elena feels full of energy. Today is a special day. Sarah has invited her to join a local hiking group. Elena is a little nervous. She likes walking, but she is not a professional athlete. She puts on her sturdy sneakers. Sturdy means strong and solid. She packs a backpack with a water bottle, an apple, and a rain jacket. She meets Sarah outside the apartment building. Sarah is wearing professional hiking boots and using walking poles. Wow, Elena says. You look like a pro. Sarah laughs. I just like to be prepared. The trail can be slippery. Trail is the word for a path in nature. You walk on a sidewalk in the city, but you walk on a trail in the forest or mountains. They walk to the meeting point, which is at the bottom of the cliffs. There are about 10 people there. A man with a beard waves at them. All right, everyone, gather round, he calls out. His name is Tom, and he is the guide. Tom speaks loudly so everyone can hear. Okay, folks, welcome to the Sunday hike, Tom says. Today we are taking the coastal path. It is about 5 kilometers. It is not too steep, but please watch your step. There are loose rocks. Watch your step means be careful where you put your feet. Please stick to the trail, Tom continues. Do not go near the edge of the cliff. It is dangerous. And finally, we move at the pace of the slowest person. We leave no one behind. We leave no one behind. This is a lovely rule. It means the group stays together. It makes Elena feel safe. She was worried she would be too slow, but now she knows they will wait for her. The group starts walking. The trail goes up smoothly. To the left, there is green grass. To the right, there is the blue ocean. It is breathtaking. Breathtaking means so beautiful that it takes your breath away. Elena walks next to a woman named Linda. Linda is older, maybe in her 60s. Is this your first time? Linda asks. Yes, Elena says. I just moved here. Welcome, Linda smiles. I have been hiking this trail for 20 years. I never get tired of the view. It is amazing, Elena agrees. The air is so fresh. They make small talk as they walk. Walking side by side is the best way to have a conversation. You don't have to look at the person constantly, so there is less pressure. If you run out of words, you can just look at the view. After 30 minutes, the trail gets steeper. Elena's heart starts beating faster. She is breathing heavily. "You doing okay?" Sarah calls out from behind. "Yes," Elena says, catching her breath. "Just a good workout." Tom, the guide, stops at a flat rock. "Water break," he shouts. Everyone stops. They take off their backpacks and drink water. Elena looks back at where they came from. She can see the town of Marston Bay far below. It looks like a toy town. "Look at that," she whispers. "It puts things in perspective, doesn't it?" Linda says. To put things in perspective means that when you see the big picture, your small problems feel less important. The broken pipe, the stress at work, the fear of English, up here on the cliff, those things feel small. The ocean is big. The sky is big. Elena feels calm. They continue to the top, the summit. The summit is the highest point of a hill or mountain. At the summit, the wind is stronger. Tom takes a group photo. "Say cheese," he says. Everyone smiles. Elena stands between Sarah and Linda. She feels like she belongs. She is not an outsider anymore. She is part of the group. On the way down, Elena slips on a rock. She stumbles forward. "Whoa!" she cries out. Sarah catches her arm. "I got you," Sarah says. "Thanks," Elena says, laughing nervously. "I guess I didn't watch my step." "Happens to the best of us," Sarah says. "Happens to the best of us" is a phrase used to make someone feel better after a mistake. It means, don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes. They finish the hike around noon. Elena's legs feel like jelly. Legs like jelly means your muscles are tired and shaky. But it is a good feeling. It is a feeling of accomplishment. "We are going to the cafe for a hot chocolate," Tom announces. "Who is in?" "Who is in" means who wants to join. "I am in," Elena says immediately. She is tired, but she wants to keep speaking English. She wants to keep connecting. They sit in the cafe. The hot chocolate is rich and sweet. They talk about hiking gear, about the weather, about local news. Elena listens. She contributes a few sentences. She learns that Linda is a retired teacher and Tom works at the library. Now, let's fast forward one more time. It is Friday afternoon. Elena is sitting at her desk at work. She looks at the calendar. It is exactly 30 days since she arrived at the train station with her 2 suitcases. She feels different now. She feels stronger. She turns to Jessica, her colleague with the curly hair. "Hey, Jessica," she says. "I am having a small dinner party tomorrow night to celebrate my first month here. I would love for you to come." Jessica smiles. "That sounds fun." "I am in. What time?" "Let's say 7 p.m., Elena says. "Perfect," Jessica says. "Can I bring anything? Wine? Dessert?" "Just bring yourself," Elena says. "I will take care of the rest." Just bring yourself is a polite phrase. It means the guest does not need to contribute food or money. However, in many cultures, the guest will still bring a bottle of wine or some chocolate. It is polite to offer, and it is polite to refuse. Elena texts Sarah, her neighbor. "Dinner at my place tomorrow? 7 p.m. I am making lasagna." Sarah replies immediately with a thumbs-up emoji. "Yum! I will be there. I will bring the dessert." Saturday morning is all about preparation. Elena makes a list. She wants to cook her grandmother's famous lasagna. It is a warm, comforting dish, perfect for a cool evening. She heads to the supermarket. She grabs a basket and walks down the aisles. Aisle is a tricky word. The S is silent. It is pronounced I-ul. She goes to the meat counter. She asks the butcher, "Can I have 500 grams of minced beef, please?" Minced beef is meat that has been chopped up very finely. In the U.S., they call it ground beef. She pays for her groceries and heads home. Now, the real work begins. She enters the kitchen. She ties her hair back. She washes her hands. Cooking involves a lot of specific verbs. Let's practice them as Elena cooks. First, she chops the onions. Chopping means cutting into small pieces. Then, she minces the garlic. This means cutting it into tiny, tiny pieces. She sautés the vegetables in a pan. Sauté means to fry quickly in a little hot oil. She browns the meat. This means cooking the meat until it turns from red to brown. She simmers the sauce. Simmering means cooking gently, just below boiling point. You see small bubbles. Finally, she layers the lasagna. Pasta, sauce, cheese, pasta, sauce, cheese. She puts the heavy dish into the oven to bake. At 7 p.m. exactly, the doorbell rings. It is Sarah. "Hi," Sarah says. She is holding a chocolate cake. "This is for later." "Come on in," Elena says. "Make yourself at home." Make yourself at home is the best thing you can say to a guest. It means relax, sit down, do not be formal. 5 minutes later, the doorbell rings again. It is Jessica. She is holding a bottle of red wine. "Hi, Elena. Happy 1-month anniversary." Jessica hands her the wine. "Thank you, Jessica. You didn't have to." "I wanted to," Jessica says. "White or red?" "Red is perfect for lasagna," Elena says. They sit in the living room for a few minutes. Elena opens the wine. They say, "Cheers!" and clink their glasses. Clink is the sound glass makes when it touches glass. "So," Jessica asks, "how does it feel to be a Marston Bay local?" "It feels good," Elena says honestly. "I still get lost sometimes, but I feel settled." "That is the most important thing," Sarah says. Elena goes to the kitchen. "Dinner is ready," she calls out. She takes the hot lasagna out of the oven. It is bubbling. The cheese is golden brown. It looks perfect. She brings it to the table and places it on a heat-proof mat. "This looks incredible," Jessica says. "Did you make this from scratch?" "From scratch" means you made it from basic ingredients, not from a box or a jar. "Yes, it is my grandmother's recipe," Elena says proudly. She cuts 3 large squares and serves them onto the plates. "Bon appétit," she says. They pick up their forks. Sarah takes a big bite. Elena, this is delicious." Jessica picks up her fork. She looks at the lasagna. She pauses. She looks a little worried. "Elena," Jessica asks quietly, "is this meat?" Elena stops eating. "Yes," she says. "It is minced beef. Why?" Jessica's face goes a little pink. "Oh no, I am so sorry, Elena. I should have told you. I am a vegetarian." Elena freezes. Her fork hovers in the air. Panic! She forgot to ask about dietary requirements. This is the #1 rule of hosting. And she forgot. She feels terrible. She feels like a bad host. The silence stretches out. It feels awkward. Now, Elena has a choice. She can panic and apologize for 10 minutes, making everyone feel uncomfortable. Or she can solve the problem. She takes a deep breath. She puts her fork down. "Oh my goodness, Jessica. I am so sorry. That is completely my fault. I didn't even ask." "No, no," Jessica says quickly. "It is my fault. I usually mention it, but I forgot." Elena stands up immediately. She smiles. "No worries at all. Give me 10 minutes. I can make you a delicious mushroom omelet. I have fresh eggs and mushrooms. How does that sound?" Jessica looks relieved. "Are you sure? I don't want to be a bother." "Not a bother at all," Elena says firmly. "I love making omelets. You guys keep drinking wine. I will be right back." Elena takes Jessica's plate away. She goes into the kitchen. She moves fast. She cracks 3 eggs into a bowl. She whisks them. She chops some mushrooms and spinach. She heats the pan. Sizzle. In 8 minutes, Elena returns with a fluffy golden omelet and a fresh side salad. She places it in front of Jessica. "Here you go, the VIP vegetarian special," Elena jokes. Jessica laughs. "This looks even better than the lasagna." "Thank you so much, Elena. You saved the day." "You saved the day" is a great idiom. It means you fixed a bad situation. The tension is gone. They continue eating. The food is good. The wine is good. The conversation flows. They talk about travel. Jessica wants to go to Italy. Sarah wants to learn how to surf. Elena tells them a funny story about the time she tried to bake a cake and used salt instead of sugar. They laugh loudly. Sharing stories of your own mistakes is a great way to bond. It shows vulnerability. It shows you are human. After dinner, they are full. Stuffed is the informal word for very full. "I am stuffed," Sarah says, patting her stomach, "but there is always room for dessert." There is always room for dessert. This is a scientific fact. Well, almost. Sarah cuts the chocolate cake. It is rich and moist. They eat it slowly. The candles burn down low. The jazz music plays softly. Elena looks at her 2 friends. 1 month ago, she sat in this apartment alone, eating a sandwich on the floor. Now, her table is full. Her home is full of laughter. She realizes that the mistake with the meat didn't ruin the night. In fact, it made it memorable. It showed that she cares enough to fix things. At 10 p.m., the guests decide to leave. "Thank you for a lovely evening," Jessica says at the door, "and thanks for the omelet. It was delicious." "Thank you for coming," Elena says. "Get home safe." Get home safe is what we say when someone leaves our house at night. Sarah hugs Elena. "Happy 1 month," she whispers. "You are doing great." They leave. Elena closes the door. The apartment is quiet again, but it feels warmer. She looks at the pile of dirty dishes in the sink. She smiles. She doesn't mind. The dirty dishes are proof of a good time. She decides to leave them until tomorrow morning. Tonight, she is going to just relax. Let's move forward in time. Elena has now been living in Marston Bay for 6 months. She is no longer the nervous newcomer. She has a job, she has friends, she has a favorite cafe, and she feels at home. But learning a language is not just about staying in your comfort zone. It is about expanding your world. Today, Elena is leaving Marston Bay for a few days. She is going on a trip to London. Traveling is one of the best tests for your English. You have to deal with time pressure, loud announcements, and strangers. It is a crisp autumn morning. Elena is standing in her bedroom, looking at her suitcase. She is going to London for a long weekend. She packs 3 shirts, 1 pair of jeans, comfortable walking shoes, and her toiletries. She zips up the suitcase. It is a small, carry-on size. She also has a backpack for her wallet, phone, and book. She checks her phone. Her train leaves at 9:15 a.m. When she arrives at the train station, it is busy. She prints her ticket at the machine. It is a return ticket, or a round-trip ticket. She looks at the large departure board on the wall. It says, London Paddington, 9:15, Platform 4, on time. On time is the best phrase you can see at a train station. It means there are no delays. Elena gets on the train and finds her seat. She lifts her small suitcase and puts it on the luggage rack above her head. The luggage rack is the shelf for bags. She puts her backpack on the empty seat next to her. The train ride is smooth. Elena reads her book. After 2 hours, the view changes. The green fields turn into grey buildings. They are arriving in London. The conductor's voice comes over the loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now approaching London Paddington. Please ensure you take all your personal belongings with you. Personal belongings is a formal way to say, your stuff. Elena stands up. She feels the excitement bubbling in her stomach. She reaches up and grabs her suitcase from the rack. The train stops with a screech of brakes. The doors beep and slide open. Elena steps onto the platform. The noise hits her immediately. London is loud. Thousands of people are walking in every direction. She walks with the crowd towards the exit. She walks about 50 meters when she suddenly stops. She freezes in the middle of the crowd. A cold feeling washes over her. She feels her back. It is empty. She looks at her hands. She is holding her suitcase, but her other hand is empty. Her backpack. She left her backpack on the seat. Her passport is in there. Her wallet is in there. Panic. She spins around. She tries to run back to the train, but the crowd is moving against her. She reaches the train door, but it is closed. A guard in a high-visibility vest puts his hand up. Stand back, please, he says sternly. My bag, Elena cries. I left my bag on the train. The guard shakes his head. I am sorry, miss. The train is going to the depot for cleaning. You cannot get back on. But my wallet is in there. My ID. Elena's voice is shaking. She feels tears stinging her eyes. This is a nightmare. Go to the lost property office, the guard says, pointing to the end of the platform. Elena stands there for a second. She takes a deep breath. Panicking will not help. She needs to speak English. She needs to solve this. She walks towards the sign that says, Lost Property. A woman with glasses is sitting behind the desk. Yes? She asks. Hello, Elena says. Her voice is trembling, but she forces it to be steady. I just got off the train from Marston Bay. I left my backpack on the seat. Coach C, seat 42A. The woman picks up a pen. Can you describe the item? She asks. Describe the item. This is a crucial skill. You need to be specific. It is a medium-sized backpack, Elena says. It is navy blue. Any distinguishing marks? The woman asks. Distinguishing marks means special details that make it unique, Elena thinks. Yes, she says. It has a brown leather bottom, and there is a red ribbon tied to the zipper. 5 minutes pass. Then, the door behind the desk opens. A man walks in carrying 3 bags. One of them is navy blue. Elena stands up. That is it, she says. That is my bag. The woman behind the desk holds it up. The blue one with the red ribbon? Yes, Elena says. The woman opens the bag, finds the passport, and checks the photo. Here you go, Elena Ross. You are lucky. The cleaner found it immediately. Elena takes the bag. She hugs it to her chest. Thank you, she says. Thank you so much. Elena walks out of the office. Her legs feel weak. The relief is overwhelming. She checks inside the bag. Everything is there. She whispers, I can handle this. I lost it, but I found it. This is a victory. She communicated effectively under extreme stress. She described the bag perfectly. Navy blue, leather bottom, red ribbon. These details saved her. The next morning, Elena goes to the British Museum. She is ready for culture. She takes the underground, the tube, to the museum. She listens to the announcement, Mind the gap. Mind the gap is the most famous phrase in London. It means, be careful of the space between the train and the platform. At the museum, Elena rents an audio guide. It is a device that explains the history of the objects. As she walks through the Greek section, She notices an older couple standing near a map. They look confused. They are arguing quietly. A security guard walks past them. The man stops the guard. "Excuse? Where? Eating?" the man asks in broken English. The guard speaks very fast. "The cafeteria is down the stairs. Turn left past the gift shop." The couple stares blankly. They did not understand a word. Elena hesitates. Should she help? Her English is only B1. But she feels empathy. She remembers how she felt yesterday when she lost her bag. She walks over to the couple. "Excuse me," she says gently. "Can I help you?" The couple looks at her with relief. "Eating?" the man asks again. "Coffee?" Elena smiles. She decides to keep it very simple. She uses her hands. "Yes," she says clearly. "Coffee and food." She points to the large staircase. "Go down the stairs." She makes a walking motion with her fingers. "Then, turn left." She points left. "You will see the shop. The cafe is next to the shop." The man listens. "Down? Left? Shop?" "Yes," Elena says. "Exactly." The woman smiles and touches Elena's arm. "Thank you," she says. "Thank you very much." Elena walks away feeling proud. She just gave directions in English. And not only that, she translated a complex instruction into simple, understandable English. She realizes that she is not at the bottom of the ladder anymore. She is in the middle. She can look up to the natives, but she can also reach down and help the beginners. Let's fast forward again. The calendar pages turn. October ends. November passes. It is now December. The weather in Marston Bay changes dramatically. The sky is often gray. The wind is sharp. We call this biting cold because it feels like the cold is biting your skin. But the town is beautiful because of the Christmas lights. Every shop window has fake snow and gold stars. At work, the atmosphere is festive. Festive means happy and celebratory. One morning, David, the manager, calls everyone together. He is holding a red hat. "All right, team, it is time for Secret Santa," he says. Secret Santa is a tradition where everyone buys a gift for a colleague, but you keep your identity a secret. Elena pulls a name from the hat. It is Mike from IT. She buys him a funny Star Wars mug. A few days later, Sarah invites Elena over for tree decorating. Sarah brings out a plate of small pies. "Try this," she says. It is a mince pie. Elena looks at it. "Meat pie?" she asks. "For dessert?" Sarah laughs. "No, it is called mincemeat, but there is no meat in it. It is dried fruits, spices, and brandy. It is very traditional." Elena takes a bite. It tastes sweet and spicy. It tastes like Christmas. Elena decides to write Christmas cards. She writes to Sarah. "Dear Sarah, thank you for being my first friend in Marston Bay. You made this place feel like home. Wishing you a wonderful Christmas. Love, Elena." She writes "Season's Greetings" on the cards for her colleagues. Season's Greetings is a useful phrase if you don't know if the person celebrates Christmas. It covers all winter holidays. That evening, walking home, it starts to snow. It is the first snow of the year. The town goes quiet. Elena stops under a street lamp. She looks up. The snow looks like glitter. She feels a wave of emotion. She misses her family. She feels a lump in her throat. A lump in her throat means she wants to cry. But then her phone buzzes. It is a video call from her parents. She shows them the snow. She shows them the town lights. She realizes she has two families now, her family by blood and her family by choice in Marston Bay. She goes inside and makes herself a cup of tea. She feels cozy. Cozy means warm, comfortable, and safe. Now, We arrive at January. The new year has arrived. At work, David calls a meeting. Team, he says, the town council wants to rebrand Marston Bay. We need to pitch for the contract. A pitch is a business presentation where you try to sell an idea. It is high pressure. David looks at Elena. Elena, I want you to lead the design presentation. You have a fresh perspective. Elena's stomach drops. Lead the presentation? Speak in front of the mayor? In English? She hesitates. You can do it, David says. Elena nods slowly. Okay, I will do it. I will do it. This is a promise. It is the future tense of determination. Elena spends the next 2 weeks preparing. She practices with Jessica. Good morning, Elena starts. I am going to talk about... Jessica stops her. No gonna. In a presentation, say, I am going to. Enunciate. Enunciate means to speak very clearly. The day of the presentation arrives. Elena wears her best black suit. She walks into the town hall. The mayor is sitting there. Elena stands up. Good morning, Mayor, councilors, she begins. Her voice is steady. My name is Elena Ross, and I represent Creative Solutions. Today, I am going to propose a new vision for Marston Bay. She talks for 20 minutes. She uses transition phrases. Moving on to the next slide. In conclusion, these phrases act like signposts. When she finishes, the mayor smiles. Miss Ross, that was a very passionate presentation. Thank you. They leave the town hall. David is beaming. Beaming means smiling very widely. You nailed it, he says. To nail it is an idiom meaning to do something perfectly. Elena feels light. She realizes that business English is just a costume. You put it on, you perform, and then you take it off. But underneath, it is still just communication. Finally, let's go to spring. It is March 15th. Exactly 1 year since Elena arrived. She wakes up and looks at her phone. 365 days since she stood on the platform with her 2 suitcases. She gets out of bed. She walks to the train station. She stands on the platform where she arrived. She closes her eyes. She remembers the fear she felt that day. She remembers whispering, I can do this. She opens her eyes. She whispers, I did this. She walks to the park and sits on a bench. She starts to think in conditionals. These are complex grammar structures that talk about imaginary situations. If I hadn't moved to Marston Bay, I would still be in my old job. If I hadn't gone to the bakery, I wouldn't have met Sarah. If I hadn't lost my bag in London, I wouldn't be so careful now. These sentences connect the past to the present. They show how fragile life is. One small decision changes everything. That evening, Sarah and Jessica come over. They bring champagne. Happy anniversary, they shout. They sit on the balcony. The sun is setting over the ocean. So, Sarah asks, what is next for Elena Ross? Are you staying? Elena looks at her friends. She looks at the town lights. I am staying, she says. I am actually thinking of joining a choir and maybe taking a cooking class. A cooking class? Jessica laughs. To learn how to cook meat? Elena laughs. Hey, my omelets are world class, they toast. To Marston Bay, Elena says. To home. This concludes the story of Elena, but it does not conclude your story. You have listened to over 10,000 words of English. You have practiced hundreds of phrases. You have shadowed sentences. You have visualized scenes. You have done the work. Now, you must take these lessons into your real life. Be like Elena. When you are nervous, say, I can do this. When you make a mistake, say, no worries. When you see someone lost, help them. English is not a subject you study. It is a tool you use to build your life. It is a bridge to other people. It is a key to new worlds. I hope this series has given you confidence. I hope it has shown you that you don't need to be perfect to be powerful. Repetition builds fluency. Courage builds a life. Thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for listening to English in Fluency. Thank you for trusting me to be your guide. Please, keep listening to these audios. Put them on while you cook, while you drive, while you walk. Let the words become part of you. I am Alex. It has been an honor. Go out there and find your Marston Bay. Goodbye and good luck.